Your full bulletin at 7. Taking a look at our question of the day now, and we're asking you this morning, what are your views on the National Coronavirus Command Council's recommendations to delay the reopening of schools? And this, of course, a big one again. You know, last year we did a lot of toing and froing around the question of the reopening of schools, and here we are again, and we're asking you with regard to the proposals that are on the table. I know the unions have also been worried about their prioritization of their members who are teachers in terms of the rollout of the vaccinations. So it's going to be interesting now with the second wave, and of course waiting for it to peak.
And also talks about this new strain being much more infectious, and also seemingly so affecting younger, whether it be kids or high school learners. So it's just, it appears that the risks are a lot more for people that are going back to school, for the learners. So, but we'll see what the department says at 9 o'clock this morning. I think it's a big announcement. Many people waiting on that one, whether it be parents, learners, teachers, you name it. Everybody waiting very, very patiently to see how the basic education department handles this one.
I think what we should endeavor to do just before we move on, Leanne, from this is perhaps next week take a look at this new variant and children, because Mercedes Percent, one of our colleagues from Cape Town, sent me an article earlier in the week about children and COVID-19, and it was this article about a mother who had lost a 5-month baby to coronavirus, and just basically outlining how more and more children are being hospitalized as well.
And this is a thing that we don't seem to be getting when it comes to data. Maybe it's there, maybe we have to dig.
The breakdown.
Yeah, a breakdown in terms of age, in terms of where we're at right now, because we used to get that all the time, but obviously that was the early days where there weren't
easier. As many
but
cases.
Now when you've got, like we have, 18,500 infections that came through in 24 hours, to break it down and tell you, but I think those stats are available, and we do need to have a look and see, where are we seeing different spikes, what age groups, in males, females, where, how, these are things that we perhaps need to be more privy to into the information. It's obviously there, but it's just we need to pump it out and let people be more aware of it.
And of course, did you see that article about nails? Long nails.
You started telling me yesterday. I've got enough to worry about.
I'm going to send it to you. But you don't have long nails.
No,
I think both of us don't
really,
do long nails.
I can't add another thing onto my plate. Now I'm just worried about nails. No, let's talk about trending topics now. Okay, we onto the trending topics now. Uganda decides. So Uganda, the elections started off yesterday, and this is, oh my goodness, I think polling stations, they opened, they closed, it was kind of a little bit all over the place. Queues were growing, 17 million people registered to vote in these elections, and the whole idea is to see what happens now. The vote counting is underway. Yoweri Museveni, 76 years old, is the one that's going for this against Bobby Wine.
The incumbent,
And he's the incumbent. How many years did we say he's been president?
35
years.
So
and no one else has seemed to
term in office. But Bobby Wine there, the main challenger. And he, of course, a very popular musician, but also his political traction is with the youth in Uganda. But I saw him tweeting yesterday, because remember, they had a crackdown on all social media. So there was nothing, but he was tweeting yesterday, obviously, through someone somewhere, was saying that his wife and his phones were cut off. So they couldn't even call. He couldn't get in touch with party agents and the like. So Uganda decides. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to unseat the incumbent, but we shouldn't forget that Museveni does have support. He does enjoy support among rural constituencies and also more conservative Ugandan constituencies.
Unbelievable. Well, we'll watch on these ones and give you updates in our news bulletins as well. Load shedding. And did you hear in the news when the lady was reading it at 6 o'clock? I'm not sure if you were listening to her, Sakina. She said that it's going on until September. Yeah, that was me. September. we are going to be having load shedding, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what's been said, and that, well, as we know right now, stage 2 is going to continue until Sunday evening. But Eskom have warned us, the reality is that you could be living, or we could be living with load shedding until at least September this year. But, you know, we say at least September, but this is going to carry on for we don't know how long. Anyway, that's load shedding.
And then hashtag Malema. Julius Malema, leader of the EFF, they had a press briefing yesterday, and quite a bit said, you know, some of which was covered during our news bulletin with the, you know, the EFF condemning the closing of the 20 land border posts, also talking about vaccines, urging South Africans to actually get the vaccine once it becomes available. But this is why, in the main, this went viral, where Julius was talking about, you know, boyfriends and girlfriends and, you know, what perhaps should happen. Let's take a listen.
It's ironic, as the coronavirus did not enter South Africa through Zimbabwe, Lesotho or Swaziland, but came from Italy. It is a narrow, quick fix solution to a complex problem and will undermine the dignity of many people who have families and livelihoods in South Africa. Now, nations are talking about producing their own vaccine. Russia is busy, China is busy, USA is busy, India is busy.
Yeah, no, apologies. That's not the one that we were talking about. That was actually trending on social media platforms. Malema was basically saying, listen, stay away from your boyfriends and your girlfriends because you don't know where they've been. The only people who should engage in fornication, I suppose, at this point are husbands and wives, because they have more of, you know, a handle on where the husband, I don't know. That's what Julius was saying. That's what Julius was saying. So it's like, no, boyfriends and girlfriends, you don't know where they've been.
All right, well, there we go. Those are your trends, and very interesting ones indeed. All right, we're going to move on with the program now, and when we take after the break we're going to take now, we're going to be talking about what's been happening since lockdown in terms of those that have been arrested. And there's been a massive crackdown, and the numbers we are looking at, more than 342,000 people have been arrested for contravening the Disaster Management Act. Would you believe it? So we're going to be chatting. Unfortunately, we don't have the police minister with us, but we have got Leranzu Temba, who is the spokesperson from the police ministry, who will be joining us to talk about these numbers and more coming out of the police service. So do stay tuned for that.